Hello Sharks. I'm Bakit from Kazakhstan, and I would like to present you Bothub startup. We are requesting 10,000 euro for 20% in our equity. Have you ever been thrilled by earlier technologies like electricity and steam engine that transformed the whole industries? In our project startup, we also try to rely on new trend like AI that, in our view, will help English schools to transform their business in order to automate and scale up. So the idea of our project is to deliver the latest neural language models like ChatGPT as API service for the language schools so that they could use them as easily as a button click. And in our view, since users are using mostly smartphones, it's more appropriate to go where they are. That is in their smartphones. And regarding these gadgets, we think the messengers are the key component that we want to rely, because if you try to develop a mobile application, it is costly and it is hard to get into users' smartphones because there are already pre-installed things and they don't easily install a new one. But almost everyone is already using Facebook or WhatsApp, and that's why our idea is to put this kind of advanced models into the messengers and add new functionality that could help English language schools to do things like personal chat assistant in order for students to improve their vocabulary, make sentence correction, or even their speech practice. And also in our messengers, we want to add things like tests. So for example, they don't have to go to a website, especially short and diagnostic tests, they can do from our messengers. And in all 4 sections, like reading, speaking, writing, and listening. And moreover, we also want to add auto-grading. So now, neural models, they allow you to get the feedback on writing tasks, and it can be automated, because now many do it like manually, and it is costly. And in our view, we can automate that. Besides writing, we also can grade the speaking part as well. And because there is speech-to-text and text-to-speech models. So in our view, our unique offer to the language schools would be that we are blending 2 powerful trends. First is the latest NLP and actually general ML models based on messengers, which are already pre-installed for many users. In terms of team, I'm a software developer with 4 years of experience. I have worked in Python data analytics for 2 years and another 2 years on Node.js backend. And I have 2 other co-founders in my team who are helping me with finance and transactions. If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer.
So tell us a little bit more about your background, because as you know, the language models, everyone is obviously using ChatGPT, but it is something that is obviously quite difficult to actually customize. So I've seen some ideas there that look interesting. For example, how are you going to add support for new languages? ChatGPT currently supports English. What are your plans to do that?
Actually, yeah, I was a bit cautious to say that other languages, but it is feasible. So first, yes, ChatGPT would be the main starting point, and it is, of course, mainly trained on English. But they already announced that from spring and later, they are going to release a customizable API so that we can make fine-tuning. So we can, it's called transfer learning. And that's why we will be able to train it on our custom data if necessary. But ChatGPT is not English only. If you try to make a translation into it, it already delivers robust results, especially for bigger languages like German, French, and Italian. And also, as I said, it's not a single model, because there are some models that are language-specific, so we can add them, and we hope to add them. And regarding the question on my background, so I was on Python, on data analytics, and actually I was into this natural language model for 6 months, because I was really interested in 2020. And this idea is a thing that I did not wake up yesterday, but in 2020 there was pandemic environment, and actually my startup came to a halt. but I did try to start it even in 2020. But due to like funding and my original country, Kazakhstan, there is not so many schools as it is in Malta, and that, or maybe Canada, and that's why it was a bit hard to push. And but overall, I now maybe even became stronger in the sense of background because I had another 2 years of backend, which gave me more opportunity to understand how to build the infrastructure.
In your past experiences, did you have anything related, other businesses related?
Frankly, it's a startup, and that's why I would say it's my first IT venture, and that's why I wouldn't brag that I did something before. But since I kind of battle tested and see many painful points before, I think I'm now more kind of ready to give a second go.
What strategies will you be using to obtain clients, schools?
Sometimes you don't have to reinvent the bicycle, and I think we will do the normal traditional routes that many businesses do. So first of all, in our view, like word of mouth would be very important. So we want to use both offline and online methods. And rather than allocating budget to things like Google search or Instagram or SMM, in our view, direct communications with clients is essential.
Can we see it working?
If you do install Telegram on your smartphones, this link is working, and you can check it.
Where's Telegram? Yeah.
I have Telegram.
Yes.
I have.
While we're checking that out, I'm looking at your revenues, but there is not much indication of any expense. How many people will you be employing?
Yeah, in terms of expenses.
What will be your burn rate?
Yeah. In terms of expenses, this is a software project, and that's why I think our main cost will be related to developers' cost. And in the first year, I think we will be hiring 3 developers, up to 3. And I'm putting 1,500 euro, not because I'm really hoping that I can drag someone a full-time job, but as a remote developer, I think I now understand, and I was working for one of the platforms, that we could probably take, this is average, yeah? So probably we could onboard one more, especially full-stack developer, and other tasks we could, outsource. So there are some companies that you could post your task, and they would do it for you without being fully employed on the projects.
So, regarding the customization of the models,
yeah.
Are you going to take data from the schools? This is a little bit unclear also to me. Are you just going to use ChatGPT, package it, and effectively sell that? Because there are a lot of companies that do that out there.
Yeah.
What is actually unique about what you are doing?
So we think that it will be able to automate tasks that they do, especially like testing, and also as a personal assistant, for example, to improve their grammar skills or conversational skills. And in terms of customization, I think we will be actually adding the value that could be charged on top. So that's why there is elevating price schedule. So for example, if a school says, hey, we are Italians, we teach in Italian, and that's why we want this and that to be done in that way. And that's why we will make actually fine-tuning, as I have been explaining. And this is actually where the additional money might come from. Yeah.
So you'll be taking the Microsoft Azure functions
as a base one,
and repackaging them effectively.
Yeah.
What about also the hosting of these applications? Is it something that the clients will be paying for on their own environment, or is it something that your company will be doing?
Good question, thank you. As I said, we have been onboarded by the Microsoft Azure, and it is releasing us up to 150K, depending on the number of clients and depending on the progress, the cloud infrastructure. And as you understand, Microsoft cloud infrastructure is also powerful. It is rivaling AWS. So you could find their databases, servers, networks, etc. And it effectively would cover us up to 1-2 years of our existence.
Years.
And this is the idea of our startup, that we want to hide complexity of this kind of building, engineering part of these ML models, and make it just available as a button click for the schools. And this is our part, this is our job.
Your estimated burn rate, the only thing I'm finding your burn rate to be a little bit on the low side. This is
500 euro per employee. So, but it's probably working from Kazakhstan maybe. So the rates might be different.
managed.
So, bear with me, I'm not a tech expert, but what you're trying to create here, it seems, is an aggregator of AI-driven products like ChatGPT, whatever Google is going to come up with. So basically, I use your product and I have the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
Am I understanding correctly?
I mean, yeah, we want to use the latest models, and they are open source, so we don't have to train them, because usually in order for companies to train themselves, it's very costly. So for example, ChatGPT was trained for 1 month plus just to train. They built it for 1 year, they trained it for 1 month, and they used up to $1 million on this budget. So it is almost impossible for like solo developers or even startups to do something similar. But these big guys, big companies like Amazon and AWS and Google, they make it open source. And that's why the thing that we want to rely on. We will take the best and the latest of them as an API and deliver it as a button click easiness to the end users like language schools.
We're testing the
We're
bot.
testing the bot.
Ah, yeah, okay.
So
What's the vibe so far?
in
How long
terms
have you
of-
been working on this project?
Sorry?
How long have you been working on this project?
As I said, as an idea, it was quite early, but currently it's my 3 months here that I'm
So in
Malta.
3 months you
Yeah,
managed to
I've been developing the dashboard. There is a dashboard, so a school can already try to upload their own custom test. There is some kind of landing page that we have, and there is also, of course, this integration of Messenger and Facebook.
And you would see yourself moving out of your current work to immerse yourself just on this project or not?
Sure, no.
If, yes, we are funded, it's my full-time job. Yeah.
Then you will be
Yeah,
full-time
yeah.
on this job.
Yeah.
In your team, though, do you have, because there is obviously the technical aspect of creating it, the AI, well, I mean, we typed in hello and it gave us a form to book a hotel room. So that's already
I hope it's
a
one of
little
my
bit.
hotels.
Yes, but I can understand that those errors can be obviously ironed out. But do you have someone with experience of delivering a customer product? Because effectively, are you going to be selling it directly to the customers, or are you going to be selling it just directly to the school? So it's like a B2B play.
I think our customers are schools. They will be like B2B, and we will not be charging, of course, the students, because it's end customers of our customers.
Okay.
But as I said, we, I think, can be robust to the schools in the sense that we are going to integrate a couple of things. For example, one of the clients was saying, hey, I'm using this CRM and I'm using this LMS, and it's a bit hard to sync all these things. And we want to do a single platform that would be kind of merging these kind of things. Yeah.
I am very impressed by you. You're obviously much smarter than I am. you have lost me 20 minutes ago. I'm super impressed. ChatGPT, this new technology, is the way forward. I'm happy to see someone packaging it and actually using it as a test case. Look at your profitability, it's not something I'm interested in. The 4% I think is extremely low, but I'm not comfortable in getting involved in something like this. But well done and good luck on this journey.
Thank you.
Likewise, I'm ashamed to say that this is not an area that I'm so well read on, so I'll have to pass on this one.
I think there's a lot more work to be done, my opinion. I am not an expert. I'm like a 4-year-old kid at university, so I'm out.
But at the end, you represent maybe the client of the client, which is the student. So for me, if there was a demonstration that actually works well, I think I would be a little bit more interested. I am an AI expert on the pen, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be ready yet, not even for a demo purpose. I also, just as a question would be, if it's 10,000, which is not that high, this is something that maybe could also be self-funded until the prototype is a little bit more advanced. So for me, it is a little bit too early to actually be getting anyone almost in. Well, I think that, the idea is good. I don't feel that there is enough maturity for me to be in it, so this is not for me.
Same here. Unfortunately, I don't have enough clarity to decide in this investment, so I will not be investing. But good luck. And
Thank you. It's your
Thank you.
decision, but at least I get the feedback. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you
very
so
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Ma ħassejx li hemm billi titfa' 10,015 li ma jafx qed jagħmel. Ta' hello, ta' like hello, I would like to book a hotel room. I mean, tiġix b'dimaw miegħi, jekk għandek dimaw miegħu ġib li dimaw jaħdem. Just li you're betting on a team. Jekk it-team ġi hawnhekk Shark Tank jaf ħajġi dimaw, kien jaf ċekkja li ħajkollu ċans jgħid ma ġabx dimaw taħdem ta' flak. Mr. ġib dimaw taħdem. Kieku kont inkun interessat, actually.
Okay.
It was actually the first pitch that I ever met to investors, and I wouldn't say it's a disaster because it's my first experience. And I think they made a good point that some things could be polished and actually made better. And that's why for us it's just direction where to go forward. And that's why I think any feedback from clients and especially from investors is valuable. Yeah. I think the point that they have mentioned are actually not new. And I was in contact with some other investors, basically, and they were basically telling almost the same thing or similar things. And that's why, frankly, what I heard now was not a surprise. Yeah.